Welcome to the 2020 New Testament Challenge. It's Friday, and today we're in Mark chapter 5. In verse 24, we read that a large crowd was following Jesus, and in that crowd was a woman who had a condition of bleeding that had been going on for 12 years. Because of her condition, she would have been rejected socially. She might have caused someone to be unclean. She would have been rejected at home. Her family was probably watching her like a hawk. Don't touch that. Don't sit here. We might become unclean. She couldn't go to church because she might make someone unclean. Well, for her, it was a hopeless situation. She had gone to many doctors and spent all the money that she had, but instead of getting better, she only grew worse. But then in verse 27, she heard about Jesus. She might have heard someone's testimony, how a demon-possessed man was healed at church, or how Peter's mother-in-law was healed, or how that man with leprosy was healed. In chapter 2, the paralytic that was brought down through the hole in the ceiling was healed. In chapter 3, Jesus had healed many diseases. Testimonies bring hope in people because when they hear what Jesus can do, they might say, if he did it for them, he might do it for me. In verse 19, Jesus told the man that was healed of demon possession in the Gadarenes to go home and tell your family all that God has done for you and how he's had mercy on you. Testimonies have power. And so she heard about Jesus. And so in hope, she reached out just simply to touch the hem of his garment. When she did, she was healed. Immediately, though, Jesus knew that power had gone out of him. And so he stopped and he asked the crowd, "Who touched me?" The disciples said, "How can you ask who touched me? You see the crowd touching you and pushing against you." But he said, "No, someone touched me in faith." And he wouldn't quit until she came forward. Finally, she fell at his feet, and trembling in fear, she told him the whole truth. Now, why would she have been trembling in fear? Because when you're rejected, you can feel guilty as though I've done something wrong. But with prolonged rejection, you can then feel shame as though I am wrong. Would Jesus reject her too? And so she told him the whole truth. But then in compassion, he said something that only a father can say. He said, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." Faith in Jesus had healed her physically. Faith in Jesus had healed her emotionally. If you have a story to tell, you need to tell what God has done for you because that will bring faith in someone else that they too can reach out to Jesus. Your testimony is powerful. Let others know how good God has been to you. Thank you for joining the 2020 New Testament Challenge. If you find these times encouraging, why not hit the like button or share it? Others need to hear what God is doing as well.